everything is put back now. Here's where I'm at. I have this big jumble of cords that went in all of these different locations around the shop. These all need to go back. Some of them are gonna go back in a different place because I want to do it a little bit nicer. You know, right now I have this rare opportunity where nothing's plugged in, and this way, if I want to make any adjustments, right now is the time to do those. When I rearranged my shop, kind of was chasing around the cords for a little bit, so now I want to do it properly and make sure I do all of the wiring really nice this time. So surprisingly, there is no outlet behind this entire wall. There's no outlets. The closest outlet is right here, and right now I have one of those. Right now I have one of those used for the lights, and I have one left. And what I've done in the past is like that, down the wall against the column, and kind of went back there into a rat nest type thing. And what I'll do is I'll put an extension cord up here, run it along here against this wall again, but instead of going out and over that way, I'm just gonna come in right here like this. And I think to tie up all the loose ends, and you know, parts are gonna be longer, so I think I'm gonna put some zip ties on, and that should, you know, make it a little bit neater back there, just in case I needed to, you know, reorganize something a little bit later. And I said this in the last video, but I'm pretty picky about the way I do the cords, because I like every single tool out here on a switch. So I could turn this on and nothing happens. So what I've done back here is I had this master panel, I guess you could call it, and there's a main switch right here that if I turn this on, it turns on all of the tools, no matter what it is, except for the jointer, because that runs on 220. When this is off, nothing works. And the reason that I implemented that into the shop was because, for one, it's a safety thing. If someone were to walk out here and turn something on, they're not gonna have power to it because I don't have the power on. And number two, it saves a little bit of electricity. And also, when I'm done out here in the shop, I can just turn the switch off and not have to worry about, you know, chasing the cord around trying to unplug stuff. And I know that everything is powered off. So I've had a couple different shop changes since I started filming on YouTube. And one of those was I moved the workbench out here into the middle of the shop. What I've really liked that I've done this section on its own power. So I have a switch over here, like I said, but then over here, I had a panel thing, this thing. I had this power strip right here, and this way I could feed power into this area, but then if I turn this switch off, it kills the table saw and the miter saw, and I really like that. Then when I had this right here, I could plug in a sander, I could plug in a router, I could plug in anything on the workbench, and it will be at my disposal. And there's plenty of outlets right there where I could plug stuff in. So the first thing that I want to do is get this kind of island part set up. So I have this power strip right here that has a whole lot of different parts or different sections where I can plug in, you know, sander or whatever, like I said. So I stick this right here like this. And I can plug in the charger for the Makita batteries and the table saw cord. So excuse the video quality right now, but I'm filming this on my phone, and I just wanted to show you right here. This is the camera that I'm filming on, and I had this mounted on my ladder. I just wanted to show this to you because a lot of the shots that I do are at this angle high up like this. And I have that Gorilla Pod I showed you. So I had that Gorilla Pod thing on there, and you know, this is only wrapped around a ladder, and this whole thing I have to drag around for all of the shots that I do. And I just wanted to share this with you because I am going to get a tripod. You know, I don't want to skimp on quality for this. I mean, like right now you can see what I have on my iPhone, and this is another Manfrotto product. I really like this. This is a kind of, vloggers use this, and it's like a little tripod thing that you can set up on flat ground, and then you can hold it in your hand like this. So that's what I'm using. But anyway, this is gonna go, you know, the shots that I'm going to get eventually with the Manfrotto tripod, I have to drag this whole ladder. This doesn't really work out all that well. Here, let me switch back over to my main camera. See, and every time I do that, I have to take it off of the ladder and then I start filming myself. This is kind of like a behind the scenes, but anyway, this ladder doesn't really fit back here and I keep having to drag it back and forth and all over. So I was just using this on my phone. But I did say this in the last video where I said I am putting in, a lot of money into, filmmaking and doing this whole thing for YouTube because I really do enjoy it and I want to up the quality like I said. And I just wanted to show you that before I got the tripod because this thing is not very fun to use. Now I want to put this cord for the miter saw. I want it to go under the bench, but before what I had was it was just tangled up in a rat's nest because it was literally a foot too short and I had to get a whole nother extension cord to get that extra foot and it was a nightmare under there. But I want to fix this and I want to make the cords really nice down there and know that it's done properly. So I hooked the extension cord up and this is caught in there in between the bench and this cart and that's actually working out really nice. So I can slide this and still have a lot of extra cord length in there. So I ran that under there and now I have this that can come up above the workbench and plug into here. So just like that. And that is looking really, really good. So there, now those are looking really, really nice. They're not in the way of anything and they're just, laying right over the bench like that. And that's really, really nice. And I still have plenty of outlets to plug stuff in. So using a wire like this is just a coat hanger that I extended out and I have it wrapped around a cord right there. And this is really, really handy for when you want to go behind things. Like this workbench, I need this cord to go back there. And you can try and push it as far as you can and then try and reach. But using this, you can just put it back there, go from the other end and pull it all the way out. So you can just pick it up like this and throw it back there, and then this way I can catch it on the other side. So this whole section now is all hooked up and all I need to do is run the cord down this way. So what I've done in the past is I've just laid, the cord in the line, in the foundation, and that's worked out really, really good and it stays in there nice and tight once I push it down and you're not tripping over it or anything. I think it was the last video or the one before that when I painted and once I got all that done, there were a few things that were gonna change. So one of those other things, I haven't really shown this very much in really any videos, but I have these pipe clamps here. I have an apron on top. Let me set that aside. But I have these pipe clamps all right here. I think I have a total of 12. And I had a rack across here. And I want to make something a lot nicer this time. I want the longer ones over here. And then I want the smaller ones there. And maybe put something up top. And maybe possibly, something else on this wall right here. I want to really fill up this space because it's been kind of dead and I could utilize this so much more if I were to build some sort of unit thing right here. So here's the old rack that I used to have over there and it's just some OSB pieces and some plywood and those don't match at all. So I think making one long nice one with bigger gaps in between and all plywood I think would look really, really good. So I know pretty much this whole video is me talking. I did some stuff with the wires. There are going to be videos like this where I'm just talking to you, explaining stuff, and when I edit I see that. I'm sorry, but then again I'm not sorry because this information needs to get out to you and I want to tell you all this, like the clamp racks and the ladder tripod situation. All these things I didn't have to tell you, but I chose to tell you because it might be interesting to you, it might not. I'm trying different things out with these videos. I know this video probably wasn't as exciting as some of the other videos that I do, but hey, there are going to be some of those videos where I'm just talking in front of the camera and explaining something and doing that. But hey, seriously, let me know down in the comments of what you think I should do with my schedule, because before over Christmas break I tried uploading at 9 a.m. in the morning, but what I'm thinking now is if I put out a video before I go to school, I could edit it the night before and then upload it that next morning before I go to school. that might be a possibility. You know, I don't want to upload once a week. I'd like to do more than that, but then again, I don't think I want to do every single day because that would be very boring on some days because I have tests. I have a life outside of doing this, so that's really something to think about. So if you have any suggestions as to maybe how I could come up with a schedule, put out videos, because I don't want to upload, you know, really randomly. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for that. So if you enjoyed watching this, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. We are almost at 500 subscribers. By the time this video goes up, I will probably be over 500 subscribers, so thank you guys. So I really do appreciate all of your guys' feedback and all the stuff you do in the comments and the likes. I really do appreciate it. You know, my channel's kind of grown a lot over the last couple weeks. And yeah, hit that like button while you're down there. And that's pretty much all I have for this one. I know it wasn't really exciting, but I'll tell you what, there are going to be some pretty fun videos coming up. Maybe this weekend I might put out a really fun video that I have in my head. I haven't filmed any of it yet, but that will be really cool once I put that out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.